Hello, and welcome to another episode of Man Goes to War Against Bugs. Today, I am at exactly the same trailhead I came to you from last time. The Caribou Pond Road trailhead that leads up to the Appalachian Trail that goes up to the Crockers and stuff. That's how I got to the top of Mount Reddington. But this time, I'm not gonna go up Mount Reddington. Instead, I'm going up the south side of the Appalachian Trail, up Mount Sugarloaf and Spalding, 2 more 4,000 footers. I am currently OCD levels of obsessed with finishing that list, and thus that's what I am doing with my free time and forcibly bringing you along with me, even though, well, Sugarloaf Mountain is going to have some great views. Spalding, however, not really. And here I am, once again at the Appalachian Trail. Instead of going up the Crockers this time, I'm gonna go over to Sugarloaf. So, traveling south now. Only a few more miles until we get to Georgia, baby. Slightly interesting river crossing right at the beginning, just to make things a little bit interesting for you. But yeah, let's try to do this as carefully as we possibly can. LOL. And it's time to walk the plank. It's time to walk the plank. You just hope that it'll hold, and it did. Nice. Turn to the left. You are treated to this wonderful view to help you along the way up. Okay. Yeah, okay. I was contemplating my life choices there for a second. Okay. 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 Cool. Yeah, coming up that was a bit tricky, not gonna lie. I find it funny that most people hike the Appalachian Trail northbound, so starting in Georgia and ending up here in Maine, not realizing that Maine is pretty much the final boss of the Appalachian Trail. And what an absolutely wonderful view of the 2 Crocker summits. So that one there is South Crocker, and that one is North Crocker, and that one back there, that peak there is Mount Reddington. Yes, I climbed that peak in a blacked out rage, yes, the other day, and I have a video on it documenting the whole thing. So feel free to watch that train wreck. Lovely breeze today. If you like a mystical, magical alpine forest, this is a good spot to visit. Okay, beautiful trees and all, but let's get to the depressing reality of the matter. That little nub way back there is Spalding Mountain. I am screwed. Look at that gnarly rock slide over there. Views up here are quite something. Absolutely stunning alpine meadow. Exactly the type of place you would get farted on by a moose. It would make for some good YouTube viewing if that happened. Okay, I have reached the junction. That is a spur trail that just goes to the top of Sugarloaf Mountain, the third highest peak in Maine, or second highest depending on whether or not you count Katahdin's sub-peak as its own separate peak. This is the Appalachian Trail continuing south. So the AT skips the summit of Sugarloaf. It doesn't go up there, but there is a trail, a proper maintained trail that goes up Sugarloaf if you want to go up there. On the way back, I will decide whether or not I want to go up there. For now, the goal is to get to Spalding. Male pattern Spalding. And I think that hump back there is where I'm headed, Spalding. And those two peaks back there, that one is Abraham, that's Little Abraham. Abraham is another 4,000 footer, stay tuned for that one. Again, there is some evidence of recent trail maintenance. Once again, the trail angels have blessed me. Thank you. This is the average Appalachian Trail through hike experience right here. They refer to it as the Green Tunnel. You are hiking through a green tunnel of trees. It's beautiful, it's great, but after doing it for months on end, it might start to wear on your psyche. If you're interested in Appalachian Trail history, pause the video and read this plaque. Okay, I've officially run out of luck today with the blowdown situation. These ones haven't been sought out. So yeah, this would have been my speed this whole way if that previous section hadn't been maintained. Like, it's crazy how much difference it makes. So yeah, I'm basically on the final climb up Spalding Mountain now. I have about 600 feet to gain before I get to the summit. Meanwhile, look at this tree coming seemingly straight out of this boulder, but that's where it's rooted to the ground there. Man, whatever happened here over the winter, some calamitous weather event has struck the high peaks of Maine, it seems. Yeah, same situation up on Reddington, South Crocker. Anyway, under that, and then through this somehow. Let's see. Like this maybe? Here. Gotta go under this. Ow. I wasn't paying attention. There was another one, and I lightly bumped my head. And yeah, this last climb up Spalding hasn't been the most fun thing ever, but that's part of the fun out here, is not knowing what to expect. Or I guess I was expecting this. I did read trail reviews complaining about blowdowns, but yeah, I didn't mentally prepare myself for it enough, I guess. And to be swarmed by black flies all the while is a little bit mentally draining, just a tiny bit. Spalding Mountain, 150 yards. It's off the Appalachian Trail on this 150-yard long spur trail. Almost there. Okay, I have found an old sign here that says Spalding Mountain, 3988 feet, but this figure has been found to be incorrect. Actually, this mountain is just over 4,000 feet high. I think that sign was the real summit, and the trail keeps going just to get you to this viewpoint where you have a view of Sugarloaf Mountain over there, the two Bigelow Peaks, and the Bigelow Horn is over there, and the Crockers are over that way behind those trees. So yeah, you do have a view. I was expecting no view, but yeah, we do get some view up here. That's cool. Okay, I am here way off the main trail in a spot where Peakbagger thinks the high point of this mountain is. I just want to visit it because why not? Yeah, it's a beautiful alpine dense forest, and no one ever comes here. Like, I am well off the trail right now. And I think the sign is probably the high point, or very close. No need to get pedantic about it. But here I stand in the middle of a forest where no one, well, some people might come here because of Peakbagger and stuff, but you know, like very few people come over to this exact point. I am having a good time. Here's a tree that no one ever sees. Big fan. Yeah, I'm back at the Spalding Mountain summit side here. And yeah, peak bagger isn't always right. This is equally high. There's no need to nitpick. I am just being completely an OCD freak right now. Please don't replicate what I did unless you know what you're doing. Getting lost out here would suck. Okay. I had to do it. Like, it was getting bad. Anyway, I am saying goodbye to Spalding Mountain. Probably forever. It's time to go back. Yeah. Time to start heading back to Sugarloaf Mountain and see if I have the energy to climb it. Yes. My brethren in Christ, what is the meaning of this? Let's go. I'm just gonna like straight up crawl on the ground through here and just crawl. I don't give a shit anymore. I have made the terrible decision to go for Sugarloaf Mountain summit. Take the half-mile spur trail that gains about 600 feet to the summit of this thing. Starting to get pretty close to the summit of Sugarloaf, and already the views are absolutely wonderful. And then the Crockers back there. Yeah, so here I stand at the top of Sugarloaf, which has this rocky crag right at the top, and you can see pretty much all the Maine high peaks from up here. I mean, this is the highest of the Maine high peaks and the highest mountain in Maine outside of Katahdin, so yeah, you're gonna be able to see quite a bit from up here. Out over there, Spalding and Abraham. The Abraham peaks are over there. Crocker, Reddington. The two Bigelow peaks. I am chilling, literally, because it's a little cold. Okay, surprisingly quickly made it off the Sugarloaf summit, and now it is down, baby, down. Spalding. Falling down is objectively the most efficient strategy to get down this section. If I just throw myself off, maybe I will have fewer injuries than if I slowly inch my way forward. I don't know how I got down that without somersaulting forward. Salvation draws near.